Okay.
For what?
Point of order. Jennifer?
Oh, boy.
During a heated debate at Kincardine Council Monday night, Councillor Dave Kyler could be heard calling fellow Councillor Laura Haight a derogatory and sexualized term, including profanity.
I was stunned. I have been called those things in emails and voicemails and in person. I have never heard that from a colleague at the council chambers or around the council table.
We've decided not to air the comment due to its graphic nature, but after the comment was made, Councillor Kyler apologized, but not to Councillor Haight, to the entire council in general. The use of the derogatory term to describe a part of female anatomy from one councillor to another in open session has shocked local residents.
It was an obscene, misogynistic insult directed towards a fellow councillor, and it's just unacceptable.
I'm also disappointed that we're having to have this conversation as a community because it should have been addressed in the moment at the council meeting, and I'm very disappointed that this is something that has been continuing to occur.
Councillor Kyler has broken Kincardine Council's code of conduct twice in the past 3 years. The last time he had his pay suspended for 30 days and had to make a public apology to council and staff. Councillor Haight wouldn't say what punishment she'd like to see for Councillor Kyler for his lewd comment, but says she will be filing a complaint with Kincardine's Integrity Commissioner.
Complaints about our positions on issues are valid. To sexualize our positions and comment like that is unacceptable, and it's one of the reasons that women don't put their names forward. We want our voices to be heard. We don't want to be marginalized in that way.
Members of the community were more direct in what they'd like to see as a punishment for their elected officials' conduct.
The person that did it, I mean, they need to step down. They need to resign. It's not okay.
Immediate suspension, pending review from the Integrity Commissioner.
When asked if she'll be back at the next council meeting no matter what, Haight had this to say.
With bells on.
In Kincardine, Scott Miller, CTV News. A crowd of Kincardine residents are letting it be known they don't want a councillor's lewd and sexist comment to go unpunished.
I think that Councillor Kyler should resign. I don't think he has any trust from Kincardine anymore. He doesn't have the support of the residents, and that's not what Kincardine stands for.
Kincardine residents are upset with what they heard Councillor Dave Kyler say during last Monday's council meeting. Amidst a heated debate with fellow Councillor Laura Haight, a microphone picked up Kyler saying a derogatory and vulgar comment. Councillor Haight, along with Monday's protest participants, believe the profane comment was clearly directed at her, as she was the only woman at the council table at the time.
It was quite, disconcerting to see somebody who's elected in politics talk like that to another person, let alone another woman.
Now, Councillor Kyler apologized to the community and all impacted by his actions, but did not name Councillor Haight specifically. In a written statement, he says, "I was frustrated with myself for personal reasons when I openly commented to myself. This comment was not directed to anyone other than myself. Please know, while I may at times be emotionally vulnerable, I in no manner or capacity would willingly participate or directly disrespect this community and its citizens."
Nobody should have to hear that language, whether it's directed at someone or not. It's inappropriate for the workplace, and it's time to stand up and say, we're not going to take it anymore.
Kincardine's Mayor, Jerry Glover, had this to say about his fellow councillor's profane comment. On April 4th, there were unacceptable comments made at the Municipality of Kincardine Council meeting. I have filed a formal complaint with the Integrity Commissioner, who will determine if a member of council has breached the Code of Conduct. So far, more than 50 complaints about Councillor Kyler's comment have been received by Kincardine's clerk. An expedited investigation is currently underway. And this story has reached far beyond the borders of Kincardine. Former London City Councillor Virginia Ridley has started a letter-writing campaign urging members of the public to send letters to Kincardine Council to urge them to ask for the immediate resignation of Councillor Kyler.
This beautiful little town has been brought into disrepute. We're hearing about Kincardine from in London, in KW, and that's not what Kincardine's about.
Ideally, I think he should resign if he had integrity, but I doubt that will happen. So I think whatever the Integrity Commissioner says should happen, and I think that we should work to get more progressive people in council in the fall.
In Kincardine, Scott Miller, CTV News. Councillor Maureen Couture says she was absolutely shocked when she heard the derogatory and sexist comment Councillor Dave Kyler allegedly directed at another female councillor during Kincardine's April 4th council meeting.
Horrible. It was unbelievable to me.
For that reason, she's filed a notice of motion that at Kincardine's next council meeting, she will be calling for the immediate resignation of Councillor Dave Kyler, and barring that, his immediate removal from all current and future committees and boards.
The breach of the code of conduct is beyond anything I've ever seen. I've been involved with municipal politics, both at the staff level and elected, for approximately 30 years. And in all those times, I have never seen anything quite so disturbing.
We reached out to Councillor Dave Kyler today. He did not respond. In a previous statement apologizing to the community for his actions, but not Councillor Laura Haight, who the comment was allegedly directed at, Kyler said in part, "I in no manner or capacity would willingly participate or directly disrespect this community or its citizens." Kincardine residents at a recent rally protesting Councillor Kyler's obscene comment, caught on an open mic, had this to say.
Any talk like Councillor Kyler did is totally reprehensible, and if he can't be fired, he should have the decency to resign.
I think that Councillor Kyler should resign. I don't think he has any trust from Kincardine anymore. He doesn't have the support of the residents, and that's not what Kincardine stands for. So I think he should resign.
The matter is currently before Kincardine's Integrity Commissioner. If found guilty of breaching Council's code of conduct, Kyler, at worst, could be reprimanded by his fellow councillors and docked 3 months' pay.
While we have referred this to the Integrity Commissioner, that can take some time. And the public were quite anxious that we do something sooner than that.
Couture's motion calling for the immediate resignation of her fellow councillor comes before Kincardine Council on May 2nd. In Kincardine, Scott Miller, CTV News.